computer. The objective of this lesson is to learn about character encoding in Python. Each character is given a unique number or a code so it can be stored in a computer. This is called character encoding. There are many character encoding standards such as ASCII, UTF-8, UTF-16, and UTF-32. UTF-8 is the main character encoding for the web and for the simple English text. It can contain any Unicode characters, and more than 1 million characters can be represented by UTF-8. UTF-8 is using 1 to 4 bytes to encode each character. The first 128 characters of UTF-8 are encoded using 1 byte with the same binary value as ASCII. UTF-8 is recommended as the default encoding for the web pages and in HTML and XML. This table shows the most common characters in the first 127 codes in the UTF-8. Notice that this table has 16 columns and 6 rows. The rows index start at 2 because the first 2 rows of this table with the index of 0 and 1 are special non-printable characters, which I will talk about it later. Now consider one of the characters. For example, let's consider the lowercase character a. This character is located in row 6 and column 1. Its decimal code is 97, which is equivalent to the hexadecimal number 61. Notice that the row of the character is the same as the first hexadecimal digit, and the column of the character is the same as the second hexadecimal digit for that character. In this table, the green characters are symbols such as $, plus sign, asterisk, bracket, and so on. The blue characters are digits, and orange colors are alpha characters. There are 2 functions which are useful to convert from a character to a number and from a number to a character. The first function is called ORD, which takes a character as an argument and returns its UTF-8 integer value. The second function, which is CHR, is the reverse of ORD. It takes an integer and returns the UTF-8 character. Let me show you some examples in the Python environment. Let's say I want to find out what is the code for lowercase a. All I have to do is print ORD, open parentheses, and put character a in quotations. And you can see the code 97 will be printed when I run this program. Or I can also find a code for capital S, for example. And if I run my program, you see that the code for capital S is 83. Next, let me use CHR, which is the reverse of ORD. And let's say I want to find out what character is represented by the code 97. And if I print that, you see that it is the lowercase character a. As you can see, ORD and CHR are the reverse of each other. Or I can also look at what is the code for character 2. Remember that this is character 2 and not integer 2. And you see that the code for character 2 is 50. Remember that there are not only 127 character codes. The UTF-8 allows more than 1 million character codes, and many languages are presented by these character codes. So let me use the ORD function to find out what is the representation of character codes between 20,000 and 20,200. I'm going to initialize an empty string called S. Then I'm going to use a for loop with the iterator k, which starts from 20,000 and goes to 20,200. Then I will convert each index k to a character and append it to the end of my S character. When I print S, you see that it prints all the characters which their codes is from 20,000 to 20,200. Let me try a different range of characters. Let's imagine I want to see all the characters which their code goes from 1600 to 2019. All I have to do is change the range function to start from 1600 and end in 2020. And then when I run my program, you see all the characters which correspond to this range of numbers. Sometimes in character strings, we want to insert a character which is either non-printable or it may have a special meaning. For example, a tab character or a new line is a special character. Using a backslash with a character after it is called escape sequence. That basically means you are trying to present a special character by using this escape sequence. In Python, you should use a backslash followed by one of the characters which are shown in this table. For example, if you want to insert a tab into your string, then you start by a backslash followed by a lowercase t. Let me show you some examples of escape codes. Here I am printing hello and then space \n, how are you? The \n is treated as a new line, so when I print this string, hello is printed on a line and how are you is printed on another line. Also, let's imagine that I want to print something like he said hi. The problem with hi, which is enclosed in double quotes itself, is that if I put double quotes, it would be mistaken. So what I have to do is escape the double quotations by putting a slash before it. Just to show you what will happen if I don't put the backslashes, here is exactly the same quotations, and when I run this, I will get invalid syntax because Python thinks that when you close the double quotation after the he said, then there is a variable called hi, and there is no comma separating that variable, and that's why you get a syntax error. What did you learn in this lesson? You learned about character encoding and escape sequences.